Hi guys, my name's Alison and welcome to the Who Likes Shiny Things YouTube page. For those of you who know me, I'm Who Likes Shiny Things on DeviantArt, and on Facebook and Etsy I'm actually I Like Shiny Things. Unfortunately the name on YouTube was taken, so I have to settle for this one. So basically what I want to do today is talk a bit about myself and what I do, show you guys some of the stuff I've been working on recently, and throw in some handy tips and some do-it-yourself tricks for those of you who are actually interested in starting with polymer clay. I kind of fell into it by accident, and that was about 2 years ago. Honestly, I wouldn't have it any other way. I have so much fun making things. I've had the wonderful opportunity to go meet people at conventions and share my work around. And it's absolutely thrilling to know that people like yourselves are interested in this kind of thing. So let's get started. Okay, so first I want to show you guys some of the stuff I've been working on lately. These by far are my favorite. These are my little gummy bears. Now what I've actually done is I asked people what kind of gummy bear they preferred, and of course it's mixed. The people all over the world have different shaped gummy bears. So what I decided to do is design my own little guy. So what I did here, I've made myself a little gummy bear mold, just a bit rough, but I think it's adorable. And what I've done from there is I've made myself a mold, so I have my own brand of little gummy bears. Now this little guy here is made out of resin. It's a 2-part epoxy resin, so basically it's you know what? I can't actually explain that, but it sets like plastic. It's quite firm, so it's not going to break or tear at all, but it gives the illusion that it's soft, just like a gummy bear. So this guy needs a bit of a sanding and a varnish, but after that it'll be shiny and ready to go. And these little guys, oh, I love these guys so much. These are teeny tiny gummy bears. I don't know how well you can see the detail in that. Whoops, as you can see, that's on my finger there. Oh, I keep dropping him, sorry. As you can see, he's quite small. Again, made out of resin, and I'm going to use these guys as decorations on things, and I'm going to pop them into bottles and mixed candy things. So, everything has a use. For those of you who've worked with resin, you'll know that sometimes you have a little bit left at the bottom of the container. You haven't quite used all the colour, and I thought to myself, what could I do with it rather than just letting it go to waste? So what I've done is I've made myself a little mould. So as you can see, just here. Now I'll show you exactly what I've used after. As you can see, I've got the big gummy bear mould just in here, and just off to the side I've got the little gummy bear just down here. So that way there's no wastage with the resin. You can use basically all of it. And of course, you get these cute little gummy bears as an addition. So what I've used for those molds is this stuff. It's called Amazing Mold Putty. It's fantastic. It's a little on the expensive side. So make sure you know what you want to make before you start mixing it. It's a 2-part. There's the white part and there's the yellow part. Basically, you take equal parts, mix it together, and then you put whatever you want to make a mold of into it. And you pop it to the side, preferably on some greasy paper or some baking paper, because you don't want it sticking on your furniture. You leave it for half an hour, and bang, you've got yourself a brand new mold. See? I make all my own molds now. I don't like taking credit for other people's work, so anything I happen to use a mold for, I've made myself. I've tried all different sorts of mold putties. As you can see, I've got yellow and I've got blue. I've got purple and yellow, and I do have some blue ones somewhere. However, they escape my reach right now. So, apart from my resin work, as I mentioned earlier, I do a lot of clay work. Now, people actually know me for my scented work. Sorry guys, I'm not going to be giving any secrets away just yet, but what I wanted to show you is some of my work. So down here I've got these two little lollipop charms. I've actually gone to my local craft store. So in Australia I go to Spotlight, and I've actually bought real lollipop stems. Now these are fantastic. They don't deteriorate easily, and they're made of paper. And what I've done is I've shaped my lollipop out of clay, and I've pressed just a little hole in there with the lollipop stick. I've baked it, and then I've come back and I've glued it. But the amazing thing about these guys is they're actually scented. So I've got my little pink one made out of Fimo. This one smells like cotton candy. And again, Fimo. And this one smells like blueberries. And I have to admit, this one's probably my favourite one. It kind of reminds me of blue raspberry candy straps that I used to have as a kid. And the best thing about this particular set of Fimo is it's actually one of the new Fimo effects. Let me just see if I can grab on. Here we go. So with these ones I've used the Fimo effect. I just wanted to try it out, see how it worked. It's called Ice Quartz, and it comes up with this beautiful, it's almost quartzy look once it's baked. So I don't know if you can see here, but it actually almost looks like real quartz. So yeah. I get a lot of people ask me what I prefer, Fimo or Sculpey, and I'll be upfront right now. I use both. I mix them together. I have absolutely no preference. I like different things about different clays, but Fimo and Sculpey are the two brands I actually use. Here's some more resin work I've been doing. I've updated some of my charms. These are my Hatter tea charms. Now I've bought these little teacups. You can find them on eBay. And what I've done is I've actually had them set with resin pouring down them. I've tried to keep them a bit different with the colours. I like a bit of coordination though. I'm a big Alice in Wonderland fan. I always have been. And I wanted something reminiscent of the Mad Hatter's Tea Party. So I made these little guys. And I'm really happy with how they came out. I started off doing it with, I started doing it with liquid clay, so liquid Fimo, liquid Sculpey, but what I found was that they didn't set properly and they broke easily, but at least with the resin in there, they're quite firm and they're not going to pull apart very easily, or at all, hopefully. Other little bits and pieces I've worked on. I've got some little candy jars here. I've got marshmallows. I've got raspberry licorice, and I've just got some little rainbow candies in here. All of these are handmade from clay, and the little bottles, again, you can find on eBay if you happen to be after them. And I've actually been working on updating some of my charms. So these are what I've been updating. My macarons. I'm a big fan of the real thing. They are absolutely amazing. So here what I've done with these is I've actually made the shells separately, and I've textured them, and then I've gone and put the cream filling in. So here's my updated macarons. I tried to make them look as close to realistic as I can. Feel free to tell me your thoughts because they're constructive. And again, these guys are actually scented. So I've got cotton candy and I've got blueberry at the moment. I'm also working on some that smell very close to the cereal Fruit Loops, actually. Here's the shells for the purple macarons. So as you can see, these ones are already baked. Well, they're partially baked. And the next part I'll do is I'll just put a little bit of cream filling in there, rebake it with the head pin in it, and they're ready to go to make jewellery out of. So key rings, rings, earrings, necklaces, you name it. And last but not least, my apologies, my chocolate truffles I've been working on. I'm again trying to make them look realistic. These guys actually smell like real chocolate, which is kind of frustrating to have around the house because I make them life size and they often get confused for the real thing. It's a pity you guys can't smell them, but you'll have to take my word for it. They smell really good. Okay, so that's a little bit about me. I've been doing this for 2 years now, and I hope to do it for many more. The last thing I want to show you before I go, so just a quick video, is a bit about texturing and the different kinds of texturing I use. So as you can see, I've got some tools lined up over here. I've got a ball tool. I've got a cleanup tool, so it's got a little hook end and it's got a pointy end. This is actually a hair stick, but I found it to be most convenient for small places. So as you can see, it's got a rounded edge just there. This double-ended stylus you can actually find in your scrapbooking section. I bought mine from Spotlight recently, and it's got 2 different sizes on the end. Really good for making imprints in clay or just tidying up your clay. I've also got a slightly smaller one. And then, of course, my scalpel and my toothbrush. Now, okay, this isn't the same one I used to brush my teeth. I bought this one new. But never underestimate the power of a toothbrush when it comes to working with clay. The other thing I can highly recommend are toothpicks. I use a lot of these with my work, whether it be for texturing or for icing liquid clay. They're fantastic, they're cheap, they're easy to use, and you can throw them away once you're done. So texturing. Depending on what you're making, depends obviously, you can use different kinds of texturing. So, let's say we're going to make a cookie. So we're going to roll the clay up into a little ball like so. You just get it between your hands. Make sure you wash your hands before you do this as well, otherwise you're going to get little fibers and stuff in the clay. Now, I've been silly and haven't washed my hands, but luckily this is scrap clay. So flatten out your cookie. You don't want it to be perfect, obviously, because when you bake cookies, they never come out perfectly round unless, you know, you're really, really, really good at it, in which case, yeah, good on you. And basically what you want to do, you want to put some creases in it, so you can grab either your very small ball print tool, or you can use something like this guy here, which is basically just a needlepoint tool. And you want to just put some creases in it, you know. It doesn't have to be neat by any means of the imagination. Just, you know, chuck a couple in there. And then you want to get your toothbrush. And you just want to massage it gently, but not too gently. And you've got to try and find basically your happy medium with it. So just kind of, as you're pushing it down, what you want to do is you just want to sort of rub it like so against the clay, because it'll give you nice circular motions without ruining the texturing itself. Alright, so basically once your whole thing's done, pick it up, and there you go. You've sort of got like an oatmeal-y look about it. If you're not happy with that, the other thing I can actually recommend is alfoil. Just grab a little bit, or what do you guys call over there? Aluminum foil. Basically, just grab a little bit, wrap it around your finger, and you just want to lightly press over it like this. Unfortunately, I don't actually have any within reach. I'll be more prepared next time. But you get the gist of it. So you've got cookie texturing. Next thing I want to show you guys, or lastly, I want to show you guys is cake texturing. Now, I use this a lot. I like making cakes, and it looks a little something like this when it's finished. Okay, this isn't my best work, but you get the idea. Now, basically what you want to do with this is you want to grab your handy-dandy toothpick. And toothpicks generally have a thicker end and a thinner end. So there's the thicker end. We've got a thin end here. What you want to do is you want to just very, very lightly scratch at the surface of the clay. So hang on, I'll try and bring it up closer. You just want to very lightly very lightly scratch at the surface of the clay. You just want to shift the first bit of clay, but not, you don't want it to go all the way down. Then you want to get either your needle tool, or I like to use this guy. And basically you just start making little circles around the scratches you've made. So you don't want to be too rough with it, otherwise you're going to be able to see very clearly the circles in the clay. But you want to move it enough so that it almost looks like crumbs are coming off. So you just very gently go around. You just keep moving it. And then see if I can get you guys a close up. And then you sort of see there how it looks like cake texturing. It looks like it's there's little crumbs on it. So basically that's a quick way of doing cake texturing. Now of course it takes quite a while to get I'm not going to say get good at it, because nobody's perfect, but it will take you a couple of tries, and that kind of texturing can actually be used for a lot of other different things. For instance, the inside of chocolates. I don't know how well you can see that, but it's all textured on the inside to make it look like someone's bitten it. So yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to share with you guys. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I'm kind of hoping I'd, get a good enough response that I'll make more. So thanks heaps for coming and visiting, and I'll see you soon.